How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today we have another MLB The Show Diamond Dynasty ratings prediction for this week's roster update. Every 2 weeks we see that major roster update. So far we've seen a diamond upgrade, we've seen a diamond downgrade. For the majority of these roster updates, it's been the pattern so far. Now they could change that at any point in time, but starting today, we're going to kind of keep that in mind as well as we go over some of these players that could get a diamond, that could get a gold, you know, so on and so forth. But we're going to start smaller today, a little bit lower than we normally do, which is great because I do love going out there getting the smaller guys that can get upgrades as well. Hope people can make some points off of those as well. Starting off with Rafael Devers, 336 average, 2 bombs, 21 RBIs. His one concern here, you look at the fielding and it's not going up. Like most guys, you look at the fielding, you're like, you know what? They might get some fielding attributes bumps here, but Devers has 9 errors this year. How do you have 9 errors already? That is a lot of errors. But you know, you look at the batting stats, you think when you're batting 336, maybe he sees some contact bump there, but it would take a lot, I think, to see a +3 on that contact, or from a 72 to a 75. So I will be telling you, keep that in mind. His fielding's not getting any help here. It's going to take a +3 straight to the contact. And for me, the usual general rule of thumb here is I like to look at guys that need +2 or under when it comes to banking on guys going from bronze to silver. That doesn't mean the guys that can go from 72 to 75, it can't happen still. It does happen more often with the bronze guys because obviously, you know, when your overall is lower, it's easier to knock their overall up from a 70 to a 75 than it is, say, from like an 80 to an 85 or something, you know? So it is still very possible for Devers, and that is why we did put him on this list. Our second guy on this list is Jose Martinez. I don't know if SDS is just sleeping on this guy or what, but he's a career 313 hitter. And again, we brought up the fielding stats, and I'm not sure this guy does deserve the fielding stats that Devers does deserve. Now, he does have a couple errors last year. He didn't have any errors last year, though, playing out in the field. And the thing is, he did play a lot of first base last year, and that's the reason, you know, the fielding stats aren't as good. They usually don't get a first baseman as good of stats. But he's been playing outfield a lot lately, and I feel like he's one of those guys where if they do upgrade this guy, I feel like you see some upgraded stats in those fielding stats. He's a guy that's a silver and has no business being a silver. I think you have to find a way to get him to that gold level, but I can't help but think of guys like DJ LeMahieu that seem to get snubbed from the gold level year after year. You know, they sat on silver for so many years, I should say. I wasn't always stuck on silver. You got the gold at some point in time, right? But that is the thing I will say about Jose Martinez. Do be careful with that. 77, though, pretty solid player. I like him right here. 295 stubs, not a lot to lose if he doesn't get that upgrade. He ain't going much slower than that. If he does get an upgrade, I should say, I expect one, maybe a 79, 780 though. I wouldn't be too concerned about it then when it comes to losing stubs. Going on over to the Astros next. We're going on down to Michael Brantley. Looks like the expectations are already there for Michael Brantley. 845 stubs. And when he's healthy, he's one of the best players in baseball. There's no reason he shouldn't be a gold, to be completely honest. He's a very good player. A 333 average this year, 10 bombs, 29 RBIs. I do think this is a guy with a very, very good chance of seeing that gold this week. Even at 845, I mean, hey, that's 150 stub separation from quick sell, boys. Keep that in mind. It does seem kind of tough, but you know what? You still buy, you know, 10, 20 of them if you can. You quick sell them. That's still, you know, a couple K. Nothing wrong with that. Coins are coins, stubs are stubs. Then going on over to the Cubs, we have Jon Lester, another guy up there. Looks like the expectations are already there. A lot of people expecting that upgrade. And Jon Lester's one of those guys I'm looking at, I'm like, why is this guy silver to gold and not gold to diamond? He's had all of one bad year, I think that was 2017. Besides that, he's got quite the track record of being a very, very good pitcher. And once again, this year, he leads the league in ERA with a 1.16 ERA. He's got a K per 9 innings, so I do think some of them stats, they should be a little higher than they are and easily can be. Jon Lester is one of those guys I would be very, very surprised to see not get a gold upgrade here. 79. Maybe end up an 81, 82, or maybe even an 83. We'll see the upgrade they give him. That's an important thing to look at, because if it's an 83 and he keeps playing well, which probably won't happen, by the way, because he's on my fantasy team, and my fantasy team is not, let's not talk about my fantasy team. But I'm just saying, he's on it, so you got to be careful with stuff like that. That's an easy 7-run outing waiting to happen. But besides that, he's looking pretty good for a guy that can beeline it straight to a diamond. If it's possible for anybody, it's possible for this guy. And obviously, just to keep that, or, you know, bring that up, though, it's not a diamond that's going to be happening right now. It'll be a couple upgrades or a couple roster updates from now, so do keep that in mind. He ain't going +6 right now. Even that'd be pretty crazy if he did. Speaking of guys that could possibly hit that diamond, is a 5K George Springer. He's kind of, you know, he's got the potential of getting that upgrade still, it looks like. A lot of people aren't banking on an 85, but a lot of people are at the same time. If they were all banking on it, he'd be close to that, you know, that Cody Bellinger 10, 11K range. He's only 5K. Some people are still skeptical about it. And for good reason, because he is undoubtedly the best player in baseball right now, or one of the best, I should say, statistically speaking. We'll see if he maintains that all year with the 15 bombs, 38 RBIs, and that 323 average. And he definitely does deserve an upgrade. But, you know, when he's an 82, we brought it up earlier, going 82 and 85 is very tough. How much of an upgrade does he get? He's got a track record. The guy's 29. He's been around for a very long time. Well, 6 years, not a very long time. But, you know, you got to question how much of an upgrade can they give this guy to go from an 82 to an 84 or an 85. I can see an 84 pretty easily. But that's one of those guys I would be very, very careful with on George Springer. Because if he gets an upgrade and it's an 84, he's going to go from 5K down to 3K, down to 2K. Kind of like the Cody Bellinger effect we seen last week because of the expectations. Now, if he goes diamond, that 5K is going to go to like 8, 9, 10, maybe 11K. And all of a sudden you're doubling your stubs. So it's a gamble one way or the other. Do as you please with George Springer. Right now, I honestly, I don't mind the gamble, but I'd rather take it on Sean Doolittle. To be completely fair, he's 2.5K. He's not going to go down much more than that, maybe 17, 1800. He's been pitching very well this year. 3 straight years now, he's been absolutely lights out. And again, you know, he's pitching for the Nationals this year. The Nationals haven't been winning a lot of games. And he doesn't get a lot of saves. But besides that, he's been a very good pitcher. And he only needs a +1 to go diamond. So somebody I do like looking at there is a Sean Doolittle because the risk reward is a lot better. Do I think he gets a diamond? Who knows? At any point in time, he's deserving of one. But like I said, you got to be keeping that in mind that it is a closer. And they're very, very tricky to predict the closing players' upgrades. But at that price, you can't beat it. The one thing is, doesn't matter who gets this upgrade to a diamond, if they do give somebody one, we have, like I said, we brought up the pattern. We've been seeing somebody gets a diamond upgrade, somebody gets a diamond downgrade. Now, did we agree with Aaron Nola getting a diamond downgrade earlier? I am not too sure about that one. Of all the guys to choose, maybe he deserved one, sure, but I've been talking about Joey Votto, and we'll talk about him again. Favorite player in the league, and I'm the one to tell you he has no business being a diamond right now. No business at all. He's a great hitter, great plate discipline, all of that stuff, but this year, last year, the power's been down, and that's important. Like, you give guys a break when they have one bad slow start to the year, which Votto seems to do every single year. He's a slow starter. But when you only had, what was it, like 15 home runs or 18, whatever it was Votto had last year, that's got to put a dent on your home run numbers, especially when it's struggling to hit home runs again this year. And you're looking, he's batting under 200 pretty much right now. There's no reason Votto should be a diamond. And I'm calling, he's got to be the one that gets downgraded. If it's not Votto, I don't know where they go. Like, they really did throw the curveball to Aaron Nola. Chris Bryant has been batting better lately. There was a point in time I thought he could get the downgrade. But you look at, you know what, Bryce Harper, speaking of guys that don't deserve the 86 overall, Bryce Harper's one of those guys. I mean, the thing I love about Bryce Harper is how much hype this guy gets. Guess what? He gets on base a lot. He hits 40 home runs. But you know who else can hit 40 home runs and still struggles to get 100 RBIs? Joey Gallo. Chris Davis. Like, those guys get on base. They're great at it too. Where are they at right now? They're not an 86 overall diamond. What separates Bryce Harper from those guys? That's my question. That's ridiculous sounding because it's Bryce Harper, and God forbid you say that about a $300 million man. But if Bryce Harper's still an 86 next week, I'd be surprised. I don't think they're going to downgrade the cover boy to an 84, but an 85, 30K, 40K, be very careful paying that much for Bryce Harper, which people are still doing quite oftenly, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, about 36, 37K. I'm sorry, Philly fans. I'm sure you're not going to like... Who am I kidding? The Philly fans boo this guy. Sorry, Washington fans. I didn't mean to hate on one of your guys' stud players that came up to the league. I know Philly fans ain't too big and, upset about it, but like I said, that's just my opinion on it. Calling it straight as I see it from a statistical standpoint on how that affects a player's overall. I don't see how he's an 86, and those guys aren't an 86 if he is an 86. But otherwise, I hope you guys found this video helpful. As always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.